Check, check. Hello, Warriors. All right, welcome back. It's been a minute, man. Last week at this time, I was in Atlantic City with Kwang Jin and Dominic Giacobbe's tournament. What a great event! Again, can't recommend it enough. Anything that Kwang Jin and Giacobbe throws, you got to go to. I mean, it's always top notch. A plus event. And so I had a great time there. Let's go over what we're covering today. So we've got the code, pad holding, Kwang James Giacobbe's tournament, a level drill, and then the Brain Dojo, which I'm very, very excited about. And that's going to blow your minds, literally. So the code, let's get to that first. The code, you know, it seems every day, I'm rocking my Boot of the Mouse shirt here. Um, every day I go on to social media and I'm seeing um, teenage thugs doing the most heinous things. There was a 14-year-old boy last week that asked a girl out for her number out in the street. She didn't give it to him. He threw her to the ground and stomped her head in. Gave her a concussion and messed her up, man. And then this 82-year-old man was getting off the bus, and he's 82 years old. He lost his balance. He bumped into this hood rat, and this female knocked him to the ground and kicked him in the head repeatedly, repeatedly. Wound up in the hospital, almost died. Um, you know, I kids with their pants down, hanging down. I mean, I'm up to here with this, man, with these teenagers. And I was thinking about this, because every time I see one of these videos, it really upsets me. And the kids have no code. This is the problem. There's no code and no consequences. Because if one of these, hood rats tried something like that with me or you, well, they would not be having any more teeth in their mouth. Um, but there's no consequences because they pick on older, weaker people, smaller people, people that they know that really isn't that much of a physical threat to them, so there's no consequence. And then they and they get away with it, and then they go to a court, and then the court turns around and just lets them out. This kid, this little thug that knocked this girl down and could have killed her. I mean, the video was horrendous. He's just stomping her head. He because he's 14, he goes to family court, and then it's just up, having smack. And his mother comes out and says the girl was bullying him. Uh so really, I don't think there's much we can do with kids like that, when the parents like that. And because the parent needs to be taught. And you can't, yeah, unless the kid enrolls by themselves and divorces himself from that kind of a parent. There's not really much that we can do other than help the kids that do come to us, and teach them how to deal with you know animals like this. But the key I'm finding here is there's the consequences in code. Kids don't have a code. You know, this push in the last 10 years or so to take prayer out of the school. You don't have to stand for the Pledge of Allegiance. You can take a knee. You can do all of these things. You're just taking out these values, and when they don't have values, this is what you get. And Grandmaster Wang Qi expanded on the original five Huarong uh, rules, code that they would say recite before they went into battle. And in case you don't know, the Huarong warriors were like the Korean Spartans, and basically based where we get our blue trimmed uniform from. Uh, and so Grandmaster Wonky during wartime saw how war devastated Korea, and he expanded it to 5 to 10. And he realized that these are the 10 minimal things you need to have a functioning society, and not have the lawlessness and the chaos that he lived through. And really, it's genius. It's 10 universal rules that we all know, or we've all heard, read, recited, required for certain ranks. But how many of we implement them in class? I've been teaching these in class since I've been teaching. So, you know, 50 plus years, not 50 plus years, almost 50 years, that I've been teaching these 10 articles of faith in the class. At the end of the class, hand on your heart, be loyal to your country, be obedient to your parents, be loving between spouses. We modified them a little bit, the wording, because, spouses, not everybody's married. And I want, if you're living with a partner, I want you to be loving to them. So, we said spouses. Be cooperative, caring between siblings, instead of brothers. Instead of brothers and sisters, we use the word siblings. So, very simple, word, changes to be a little more inclusive and, general for, everyone. Be faithful and loyal to your teacher. Be faithful and loyal to your friends. Face conflict with justice and honor. Never cheat in battle. Always finish what shot. If everyone lived by these rules, the world would be a better place. If these rules were recited in every high school, junior high school, public school, right after the Pledge of Allegiance, it would be a better place. This is the warrior's code. This is the code I live by. This is the code that, I hope all of us as Tang Soo practitioners live by. It's not easy to live by it. Sometimes you have to make choices that are kind of detrimental to your own success at times. And you have to make hard choices, but it's the warrior's code. And it's this is a set of universal laws. Doesn't matter what religion you are. It doesn't matter, um, if you are religious. These are just universal laws as human beings that we should agree upon. So I instill these into my students, and a perfect situation, for example, is you go to a tournament and you see Miyagi Do and you see old style Cobra Kai, not Johnny Cobra Kai. Johnny's gotten better, but you see, you know, code versus um, no code. You know, no mercy versus mercy. So we have to instill this code, and I'm even now trying to get the parents to recite the code, because I'm teaching it to the kid and the parent doesn't have it memorized. Then I'm fighting an uphill battle. So the code, I'm posting a blog article on this on Monday. I've been out, I was in Atlantic City for Friday, Saturday, Sunday, came back Monday and I was wiped out. And then, then it was catch up with the Dojang Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and today. So, because of that, I got behind on posting on the blog post, and I missed doing my podcast. So we're back on track starting this Monday. So that's my thoughts on the code, and I hope that inspires you to make that part of your training and teaching. All right, so now I'm going to, because one of the things that we're doing in this newer episodes of the podcast is I'm sharing with some videos that I pulled from the Tang Soo resource. So the Tang Soo resource, for those of you who don't know, is the world's largest Tang Soo library with over 400 videos, instructional videos, and courses to help martial artists and individuals, studio owners, instructors, get the most out of your Tang Soo training. So this is one of the drills that is on our resource. It's about pad holding. There's good ways to hold it, and there's not so good ways to hold it. So this is a good way to hold a pad. It's only a couple minutes, and then I'll be back. Hi, Master Dan Cigar for War Scholar Martial Arts and Tang Soo Resource. So in this tip, we're going to talk about pad holding. So Ashley, may I borrow that pad, please? Okay. So typically, what I see people do, and I was guilty of it too, because this is the way I was taught, is Ashley's making a fighting stance, and she's doing front kicks, advancing forward, and you're going to use the other foot. So alternate feet. Yep. Right. One, other foot, two. I see people doing this, okay? So that's good for her, nothing for me on that. So I'm going to do opposite so you can see, the camera can see. So I prefer this, right? So now she's kicking, and I'm making a fighting stance, and I'm learning to move, in a good fighting stance versus walking back when someone's attacking. You're programming yourself the wrong way when you do that. Now, benefit of this drill is you can now defend one of those kicks. So, typically we'll march all the way down the deck and then do it at the end. But, because of the camera angle here, we're going to just do a couple. So I'm watching that right leg. 2, 3, I block that, then I can hit her, okay? So we could do inside out, or we could do back kick. So she goes 1. Now, I'll teach back kick here, because that's good for beginners to learn, right? Now, if I catch the other leg, so 1, 2, actually, let's move back a little bit so we can start, right, 1. I want to, go on that way, yeah. 1, 2, 3. Now I catch the outside leg, turn, then I can do inside outside kick, and then she could also follow with that too. Okay, so a little bit, yeah, there you go, okay. 1, 2, 3, this is where I catch that, 1, 2, right? So you can make a good drill out of that, but the idea is to maintain the fighting stance with the pad, not just hold the pad and move back. I think that, programs you the wrong way. I want to just train my body when kicks are coming to be in some kind of fighting stance and be ready to defend. Now, you don't have to do the counterattacks. You can, especially for like white belts, you just hold the pad, hold the pad, like that. But you want your guard hand up and hold it away from the body. Typically, may I borrow that again, please? Typically, this is the kids' class. You get a 5-year-old kid holding the paddle, she kicks it, and they hit themselves in the head. Because they're little, they got little arms. This pad is like this big to them, scale-wise, right? And there's a whomp every time. So here, they learn to hold it off to the side. Okay, so it goes like this. Okay, even if they were to kick it here, it would go to my elbow, right? But we don't really want that in case of accident here. So we hold it off to the side. So just good for beginners to learn how to hold the pad that way instead of hold it here and and then again wind up whacking themselves with it. So with that, hope you enjoy. Okay, I hope you enjoyed that. And now I'm going to talk a little bit about Kwang Jinim Giacobbe's tournament. First, I'm going to show you a little video of what we shot there. All right, Budo the Mouse is at Master Giacobbe's tournament. Budo's over here. Everybody say hi to Budo. He's working out, getting ready for the tournament. Mr. Cigar is on deck, helping out. We got Budo. We got our history book. We got Budo. We got Budo book 1 and book 2. Book 2. And look at this amazing setup he's got here. Fantastic. And doors are just open. Okay, so, man, a beautiful venue in Atlantic City. And just, Jim Giacobbe amazes me. First of all, we've been friends for decades, but he ran that tournament. I mean, of course, with the help of his wonderful sister Barbara and Nick and his crew. But he was on the floor the whole time, zipping around, making sure everything was running smooth. And it went long. I mean, we started at 9, we finished it almost 7 o'clock. It was like 6. Actually, we finished it at 6 o'clock. Then he did a banquet. which he ran and emceed. Then the next morning, he got up and did a whole Qigong seminar, a training class. And now he's in London a couple days later. I don't know where he gets the energy from. I really don't. But man, God bless him. He is amazing. So we went and, I made my Tang Soo history book available. And we also made Boodle the Mouse Book 1 and Boodle the Mouse Book 2, which is available now, is out. And we made that available for the kids last year. They got Boodle the Mouse Book 1. And then we also had these cute little Budo plushies that we absolutely sold out. My little guy here. And that comes with an interactive app. So we're actually now we're making a bigger one with some tech in it. More on that in the future. So, but just a wonderful time. So, my wife and I spent a lot of time there. I mean, I bounced around the rings to see some of my students, competing. They did fantastic. And what an honor. I got to finally meet my Facebook friend, Kwang Jinim AJ Perry. And man, we got to spend some time together, have dinner together, and I met his wonderful partner Mona, and just what an honor to finally meet him in person. He is amazing, and that was one of my highlights of the tournament. Here we had Buddha the Mouse with us, and as you can see, he's Dojo working out. And this was really cool because the kids would like peek in there and just go, be blown away by the magic of that. Okay, then some of my students competed. They did fantastic. I'm very proud of them. Brought home some bling, and I made a friend, Conrad. So I made a friend Conrad that day. Conrad's instructor couldn't make it because he had an emergency, so I kind of took Conrad under my wing there for the tournament and helped him out. Okay, so now the next, so like I said, you don't miss Kwang Jim Giacobbe's tournament. Now coming up, let me just check the date here. Coming up this month is Kwang Jinim Charles Ferraro's tournament. Saturday, May 30th. Saturday, May 30th. I'm going to put the link below for that. Another fantastically run tournament. Again, support your Tang Soo brothers. Build bridges, not barricades. Let's, go to each other's events and help one another out. So with that, we're going to go on to the next instructional video. This is a level changing drill. You're in 4 positions in every day: standing, sitting, kneeling, and lying down. So you need to learn to move in all the positions. So this is a simple drill that I teach to my students, so they get to understand the different level drills. Now you're not going to stay kneeling and spar and fight in that situation. This is just to learn to change levels, get out of levels, move, and how to get back up on your feet. So it's just a nice little training drill. Okay, so with that, enjoy that, and I'll see you on the other side of the video. Hi, I'm Master Dan Segarra for Warrior Scholar Martial Arts and Tang Soo Resource. Okay, in this lesson, we're going to go over a level changing drill. So you're in 4 positions here every day, whether you realize it or not: standing, kneeling, sitting, and lying down. So it's important you familiarize yourself with these levels and your options. So with that, we're going to do a simple, very simple. We have more advanced drills concerning this, but just a simple drill to make awareness of the level changes. This is one of the drills we do. So this is a more of a beginner drill. So I'm going to do 2 strikes. She's going to give me 2 punches. She's going to drop down on one knee. She changed her level. So she went from standing to kneeling. Now she's going to go sitting. Then we go same thing and punch, punch. Just scoot up a little bit because I think you're going to be off, right. And then she lays down, and then I come up, 1, 2, 3, 4. Now she's going to grab my ankle, push my knee with her forearm, right. And then she's going to roll the other way,
and then stand up. Okay, so that's the basic drill. So actually, I'm going to start back a little further. So when you lay down, good. Right, 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. She goes down here. 1, 2, 3, 4. I come up here. 1, 2, 3, 4. She pushes, gets out of the way, and then she gets up. Okay, so very simple drill. Okay, very simple drill, but teaches level changes. Now with the kids, it could be a little tricky. So typically what I'll do is I'll use a pool noodle on a stick, and I will have them circle around me, and I will attack them with the pool noodle, and if they get hit, they go down to one knee. And then on me, and I will attack them with the pool noodle, and if they get hit, they go down to one knee. And then I hit them again, they go down to sitting. If they get hit again, they go down to lying. And they have to block, randomly while I'm moving around attacking everybody with the stick. So that's one of the drills we do as well. So with that, hope you enjoy that, and I'll see you in the next lesson.
Okay, had a little glitch on the video stream. Can't control the internet sometimes, but hopefully you enjoyed that and got some value out of that, and play with that, and I'm sure your students will enjoy it. Okay, so now drum roll. The Brain Dojo. What is the Brain Dojo? First of all, please, my Tang Soo brothers and sisters, do not get hung up on using the word dojo. When people come to your school, them to death about dojang. I am about as traditional as you can get. Master, Kwang Jin H.C. Wong would say, I'm more Korean than a Korean. He would tell me often. So, but you go up to 1,000 people, and 999 of them will not know what a dojang is, but they'll know what a dojo is. You have to get your foot in the door and then educate them. You've got to get them in your door and then educate them. So if I called it the Brain Dojang, nobody know what the heck it is. So we went with the Brain Dojo. It's just, again, you get hung up on these things, and it's silly to get hung up on it. When they come to the studio, then they get educated about that. But you have to be able to inspire them, to make them come to the studio, make them pay attention to you. You say dojang, people are not going to know what that is. So with that, the Brain Dojo is an amazing app that you can do on your desktop, on a tablet, or on your smartphone. It is basically, we talk about Neigong, Weigong, and Shimgong in Tang Soo, right? Internal training, external training, and mental and spiritual training. But we've never had a tool to actually focus just on cognitive development and brain training. And I guarantee you, if Grandmaster Wonky was alive, he would be tapping into tools like this. He was always on the cutting edge of science. And this would be something that he would be tapping into, and this and even more tools and development tools. So what is the Brain Dojo? The Brain Dojo, I'm going to flip over to here, and I'm going to turn the sound down on this. Let me make sure. I think this is muted. Okay. The Brain Dojo is an app on your phone or tablet or computer that will test 7 areas of skill development to develop your cognitive abilities, your memory, your focus, your reaction speed, your awareness, your your emotional regulation, where you can, if you get frustrated, how quickly can you cool off and calm down. It has one of my favorite things in it. What you're seeing now is that this is going to be a brain coordination drill we call shoot the rabbit. I teach this in my class to the kids. Very tricky. There's concentration games. There's a technique in it called the peripheral training, where you take your phone and you hold it to the edge. You look straight and you hold it to the edge of your vision, and then when the screen changes color, you tap it. So you're training to use your peripheral vision. Then you would hold it up above, out to the side, and now you're training your peripheral vision. Then it does peripheral sound, where you do the same thing with your eyes closed. And when you hear the sound cue, you tap front, side, and then behind your back. So what happens there is you're training an important thing, because under stress you get tunnel vision. So, and it measures it to the millisecond, your reaction time. So the Brain Dojo is just an amazing set of tools, tests, and games, and it's fun that I developed and put together. And this is a timing strike, where again it's measuring your reaction time when you see it and how quick to the millisecond, and it records it, tracks it, so you can see your results over time. There are this is snap and slide, where you can take a picture with your phone and turn it into a puzzle, a slide puzzle. And this is, deductive reasoning and problem solving. Again, all things that will strengthen your cognitive development, which will deteriorate over time unless, like a muscle, you work it out. So the Brain Dojo is phenomenal, and just for individual practitioners, it's great. For studio owners, it's even more amazing, because you can turn around and use this as a way to get your foot in the door with public schools, high schools, which is hard to get into, especially if you have a competitor in there. With adult groups, uh, everyone I've shown this to um, was blown away by it. And I've shown it to teachers, and I even showed a few people at the tournament. Right now, what you're seeing is a frustrating. I made it frustrating, and then what it'll do at the end of it is make you do a breathing exercise to help bring down your emotional state and calm it down. There's nothing like this. There's nothing in Tang Soo like this tool right now. I've shown this to people also at the tournament, and they were absolutely blown away by it. So I'm very excited about this, because there is nothing like this. And this is the first of um, other apps that are coming out for the Tang Soo resource group. You can get this. You don't have to be in the resource to download this app. You'll get a 5-day free pass to it, or 5-use pass to it. And then it's a simple 1-year subscription. It's like $5, I think, and that unlocks everything for you for the entire year. It's nothing. This basically covers the cost of me having to put your scores and all of that on the server, and update the software, and keep your software up to date, and want to add new things to it as well, or I make improvements. So now, with the Tang Soo resource, if you're not in the Tang Soo resource, why? The Tang Soo resource is the largest Tang Soo library on the planet, and it has over 400 videos, over 50 courses, uh, forms you've never seen before, rare forms, rare historical videos, drills and skills, instructor training, student management, how to improve demonstrations, and make if you're got a parade coming up, a Memorial Day this month. Boom, there's ideas on there that'll make your parade, take it up to the next level. My competitors don't want to be in, don't want to be in the same parade as me, because, man, we bring it. They don't want to demo when I demo, because we bring it, and this course shows you how to bring it. We're adding courses constantly as well. We have some upcoming improvised weapon courses, environmental self-defense courses where, learn to navigate, use doorways and furniture and things like that for, modern self-defense. And of course, young application and traditional forms as well. Again, it's modern, taking our tradition and applying it in modern ways to improve our lives and our students' lives. Um, the Everyone in our resource, all the instructors. Now, you have a basic membership and you have an instructor membership. Studio membership, they unlock all the studio owner stuff. The owners also get unlock access to the apps, and they get their studio mentioned in the app. So in the Brain Dojo, your studio would be listed under Find a Dojo. And that also gives authenticity when you're trying to get your foot in the door with a club or a school, and you can show them this app, show them your school is on it. And I have a whole course on how to do a turnkey presentation at anywhere that you go. So there's a slideshow. It's about 13 minutes. It's interactive. It has a lot of the bits and pieces from the Brain Dojo where you show it, and you have a very engaging, fun, educational presentation, and they can download the app at the end of it and get a free trial. But you can then invite them back to your studio to for a special class on any one of these areas in it that you want to concentrate on. So it's a great way to get your foot in the door of places that you may have had difficulty doing that with. We also have another app in the Resource Center, how to learn to read Korean in 5 to 10 minutes. Literally, not exaggerating. On average, you could take your average person about 10 minutes where they can actually see a Korean writing and say the word that they say. It's really cool. It's an app that I've developed that's free to our Tang Soo resource members, and free to our Tang Soo resource studio owners. The resource is not an organization; it is a library. So I'm not asking you to join me or, do things the way I do them. It's a library. You go, you watch a video. Hey, I like that. I want to try that in my class. That's it. You go, hey, I don't know that form, and then you learn that form, that way. So the resource is not an organization. You can be in an organization and still enjoy the resource. It's just like having a library of all these Tang Soo books and videos. So I want to make that clear. But we're coming out with more and more apps for our members of the resource. The Brain Dojo is really our showcase app. But then there's the tracker for Tang Soo, where it tracks your meditation, your uh, hydration intake, food intake, your workouts. And as you go through it, it unlocks secret ebooks and things like that, rewards that I have. We have a Kid Warrior app that I'm using in my studio. And then we're going to release that to the group as well, which it's like kind of like the Brain Dojo, but for kids, but it has a weekly quest to that kids would do, and that also could be the theme that week in your studio. And when they complete so many quests, they earn medals, unlock games, and they're all brain and focus games, but they're hidden as fun games for the kids. So we have a bunch of new technology that's incorporated with it, and there's nothing like it. It is the largest Tang Soo library in the world. So with that, I want to remind you to like and subscribe, because there is no Tang Soo podcast. This is the only Tang Soo podcast out there. I wish there was more, but I'm leading the charge with this. And, I'm trying to share what I know. And, because again, I wish I had this when I was, coming up through the ranks. I asked if you get any enjoyment out of this or learn anything from it, please share. because we need to build the audience up. I kind of surprised that this hasn't blown up into the thousands, and we haven't even broken 100 yet subscribers. So it means either I'm having trouble getting the message out, or people are just enjoying it, not sharing it. Uh, but really, if you're getting something out of it, it's your obligation to share it, because I need this channel to grow in order to attract people that I want to bring in to interview and part of the podcast. So obviously, I've been around quite some time. I have friends in high places in Tang Soo that will come on because they're my friends. But to attract non-Tang Soo people, but experts in other fields, then they're going to be uh, more attracted to join and come onto a podcast that's going to help grow their audience as well. So, growing our numbers, and they see that our numbers have grown, that will, be a bit of an enticement to pull in experts for other fields. I'd like to pull in some law enforcement experts, medical experts. I had Master Daniel Bandard on here. He did a phenomenal interview with me on the 5 elements, and he will be back regularly. He's coming back in the summer to go over the summer elements and what adjustments to make during the summer. I've had some organizational heads that are going to be coming on. And, years ago, I came up with Tang Soo TV. Again, first to ever do it. No one else followed me after that. And it was a huge project because I had to take video every week and do a ton of editing, and we didn't have the editing software that we have now. But it was a monumental project. I'm very proud of it. There was quite a few episodes out there. You can still catch them. But I would have jujitsu practitioners come on and teach Tang Soo practitioners ground fighting. I would have other instructors come and do form application, and of course, I would do drills as well. Um, so I'm going to be incorporating a lot of that back into this podcast now, because this format's a lot easier for me to do that. Especially with the editing, I can just take a video clip, drop it in here, and then kind of go over it and talk about it. So with that, I hope you enjoyed that. I hope you have a wonderful weekend. And please remember to like and subscribe and hit the notification bell so you know when we're going live. I'm trying to stay live on Fridays at 2 o'clock, but I'm starting to think Saturdays is a little more easier for me. I'm not under the gun, a time gun, because it's after my class is Saturday, so I can go as long as I want. So with that, Warriors, have a great Warrior weekend, and I will see you in the next podcast.